Hey, do you know what they call a Jamaican proctologist? A Pokemon. All right, we're looking at this right now. I had the idea to make objective markers. This was my first attempt. This plastic piece is actually from a toy truck. Looks like a generator. I added terrain all around it. It's just on a wooden disc. Unfortunately, it's not actually the size of an objective marker. It's too small, as you can see. So it was a good start. If you're in base-to-base contact, technically you're on the objective. Also, the objective is technically the center of this circle. And I found out later that really there's not supposed to be anything on top of that part. Now this is less than 2 inches, so I don't think that really matters. Models would be able to move over this as if it weren't even there. And obviously for some people, this is way too messy for like playing a game of 40K. They don't like all the little rocks and pebbles. They'd rather use like a neoprene mat. Totally get it. This is more to like add some elements of realism is what I was thinking when I designed this. So I want to do something similar, however, with the proper size that I have here. And I have some 3D printed things to add to it. So this is like a power generator that can be on one of them. I'll obviously have to put that off to the side so the center is open. And we've got this guy here. This is like a 3D print that's like a scaled down version of this thing. This is whatever that thing is. It's an actual GW kit. This is just some lookalike that somebody did. Maybe a very good lookalike that I found online for free. So my printer couldn't print it like in its actual size. So I just scaled the thing down. But in comparison to a Marine, you know, that's a reasonable size. You know what I mean? There's no doors on this thing, are there? There's a hatch. Oh, there's a couple things there I gotta take care of. Anyway, whatever, we'll get to that. So let's start with the generator. One thing about this is because it printed upside down and I left it, the supports were not really adequate here, and so it drooped. So I'm actually gonna need to find a way. I've sanded this to make sure it's as flat as I can get it. Sanding it all the way would have taken forever. So we're just gonna fudge it and probably surround it with some rubble and stuff to make it look the part. So it's gonna have to go on the side to keep this center bit open. From what I understand just from the rules, it's okay if terrain overlaps with the larger part of the objective, but just not that center part. All the rules experts, let me know in the comments how much I'm screwing this up. So we're actually gonna start with a healthy dose of tacking. This is too slow. That looks like that'll work. We'll just spread that around with my dedicated glue brush. Some on the bottom of this guy too. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to not be in the center. Oh, I'm dropping things. Some basing sand all around. Might be questionable. To be quite honest, I think I might have to just leave this sit for a while. I kind of want to leave it fairly open, so I don't want to put too much on. One thing I do have to add is this guy. I think these are Daka, their version of Blood Angels, but like dead. He can cover up that corner fairly well, but he's too close to the center, so I think we gotta maybe put him over here. It's a good thing I rotated that. Missed a spot over here. How am I gonna put him down? Just gonna have to put a ton of glue there. I think that's dual purpose. Oh, that works a lot better. Yeah, maybe right there at the edge is fine. So that way, your buddies can swoop in to save this guy. Or if you're Xenos or Chaos, you can swoop in to kill him. Add a basing rock where I want. Like that's fine, I think. That's gonna take a while to dry. I don't know, it feels like something like this would be fun for, you know, maybe Crusade or something. You could tell a story this way. What's your favorite way to play 40K? Do you like know all the rules? Or do you just, you know, make stuff up? It's getting kind of close to that 2-inch area in the center. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this one. I can work over there. Now you're realizing why the channel is named Noobs for the Noob God. I am not claiming to be the Noob God. Quite the opposite, you know, actually. I like this. I've already put glue on that side. Crap. There. You know what? My grandma always said, spooning leads to forking. Find a way. Hanging over the base. That. Getting close. Maybe. Yeah. That also gives it some personality. It'll look way better when it's done. If you are just starting with 40K, this might be a challenge for like an initial project. Now you do you. One of the first things I did was terrain. Because You can scratch build that stuff and it's cheap. And yes, my desk is gonna be an absolute mess after this. You just gotta wait until you're done to clean it up. That's the trick. Snip, snip, just get rid of that right there. We got to choose from. Kind of like the perfect little thing to go right in there. Make it look like it belongs there too. That's not bad. This guy's got some personality. All those little edges, when they get painted, dry brushed, really looks like a real rock in miniature form. That's why I use this stuff. A little bit of overhang there, and that's fine. Fit. That one's got some really good personality to it as well. Okay, here, yeah, I think we've done a decent job there, making that look, covering that up. All right, so the glue has dried. I've shaken off most of the excess. There's gonna be some that comes off inevitably, some spots that I'm gonna have to address here. But I need to continue working on covering up these areas here, right? Because that's ugly. It's pretty ugly right there. I don't even know how to use this thing. Something like that actually works pretty well. Of course, if I just printed this the right way, first time, I wouldn't be having this issue. Oh, maybe just like that. That's real subtle and covers it up pretty well. Oh yeah, it's got a very solid print. It'll cover up, yeah, there. That works, that works. And I think what I'm gonna try actually is just to put like a mound of glue here and here, whoa, and just cover that with sand and hope it makes it look like it's a pile of sand. We'll put some here too. There. If I just left it like that, it would flatten out. But if I add sand to it, that's obviously very excessive, taking a page out of the Emperor's Children rule book there. All right, kind of feels like we need something on this side of the whole thing. And I am ready for this to speed along because it's actually been a couple days, so I don't have the patience for tacky glue anymore. We're gonna take some of these guys and just make a few little piles. I'll let them kind of just fall where they may, okay? I don't mind that. It's not bad. And then we come in with just our cheap liquid super glue. And the pro tip, you just drip it on top and that will solidify everything. It'll get all crusty and dry and, you know, like that sock under your bed. Oh, I missed one, shit. Okay, I like that so far. We'll keep the center kind of clean. Yeah, and it's gonna be time to prime this bad boy. Okay, pardon the change of environment, but it is now primed. Looking pretty good. This is a flat red primer. Looks kind of a desert brown, I don't know, but coming together. So this is obviously gonna get painted. That's gonna be a separate video, but we did everything up until this point. I think we did a good job of keeping that middle space open. A couple little spots where I could touch up the primer here and there, although I'm not really too worried about it, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, it's looking good. You can see they actually look like rocks. And this color also is gonna work great because it's gonna look like dust. That's what it's gonna look like. All those little mounds of glue too, they kind of collapse in on themselves. Creates an interesting effect. Overall, I'm happy with how, and I fucking broke it just like that. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you want to get some of these discs to make your own objective markers and stuff like that, the broken glass, I've included some links there, affiliate links for you to check out. I don't know how to end this thing. Yeah, okay, bye.